Okay, so I live in this apartment. For 2 years, maybe more, I parked in this stall right here. I parked in this stall for 2 years. Um, uh, or 2 years or more. I've lived here for about 3 years. And I used that stall for 2 years, two years and a little bit more, on and off. After the 2 year period, I always used to park here. A neighbor moved in maybe last year, 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. And when it started snowing, when it started snowing again, or when the weather got cold, I decided to come back here and park here. I used to park when the weather was nice, and I kind of like walking. I love the little short strolls. So I used to park out there, anywhere out there, anywhere around the apartment, because I like to walk a little bit, and to avoid people who like to turn their cars exactly when their lights will shine brightest. When they turn, there's a split second when car lights shine brighter, and if you time it just right and someone's walking in front of you, your lights for a split second will shine brighter on them. So I used to park in different places, so it makes people will have to work at doing that to me when I was walking home. And plus I like to walk. So I put those two things together to get a walk, be able to walk, and to be able to walk and to avoid somebody who likes to shine their lights a little brighter right in front of you. So anyways, I park here normally. Every day, every night. I parked here for years. This neighbor moved in a year ago, maybe a little more than that, and he lives in that apartment right there. He always has this parking spot. He gets out of his car, he goes into his apartment. I used to do the same thing for 2.5 years, maybe more. I used to get out of this parking stall and go into my apartment right there. This neighbor who lives in that apartment, the last apartment at the end, could park here. It's usually plowed. Not plowed, but there's no snow here. But whether there was snow or no snow, this neighbor, suddenly a month ago or 2 months ago, started parking here. She just started parking here. This guy always parked there. I always parked here. And this person always parked there. This neighbor who lives there never chose to take this spot or that spot. She keeps coming here and taking this spot or this spot. She keeps alternating between these two spots. She never chooses to take his spot or this neighbor's spot. This neighbor is also very overweight, and she has hair dye, like pink, purple, or green hair dye. I can't remember. I know she's in the gay community. I refuse to have sex with them. And I think someone is trying to encourage me to have sex with overweight women, to reproduce with heavy set overweight women. And the way you do that is to get me to interact with heavy set overweight women. So I refuse. I have never spoken to this neighbor about her. Why she decides to keep taking this spot. Why she keeps choosing to take this spot, I have no idea. She started doing it a couple months ago, but it doesn't make any sense. Her apartment is there. Wouldn't anybody make sense so take away the snow, wouldn't it make sense that she would park her car here like a normal person? It's closer to her apartment. Why would you take the stall that I used for years and it's closer to my apartment from me, and never bother to take his stall, this guy's stall, or this guy's stall, ever? She never takes either of these stalls. She kept taking this one. So tonight, I tried to park somewhere, kind of got stuck. A neighbor helped me get out of that spot, and then I went to put my shovel away. That's where we store our personal stuff, in that room over there. As I walked out of that door, she was in her car, and her windshield wipers were wiping. And as I got right about there, she flashed her car lights. She turned her car lights from, I don't know, from low beam to high beam. So they were kind of dim, and then they were bright. So when I was standing right here, her lights shined a lot brighter in my eyes, and she has like a bright blue lights. And this is the overweight woman with hair color in her hair, who also showed, like, she went, our laundry's in that room too. She walked across this path with from there to there with booty shorts up her butt, and she has no butt, so it was really nasty. It was like all clothed inside her butt cheeks, and it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. And she did it, so she walked right out of the door right when I was walking towards my apartment, and then she'll like, she's using I am positive is she's using technology to make sure, like, as I come around, like, let's say I was walking around this corner. As soon as I walk around the corner, the first thing I see is her coming out the door or coming out of her apartment, and she'll move, like, she'll walk like this. So it's like, this is how people normally walk, and this is what she will do. And then start walking normally. So it's a grab your attention behavior. Something that's not like a wave, but it's like body movement that's sudden, and it's attention grabbing. And she keeps doing that. She's trying to grab my attention, and she's trying to do that with this parking stall. It's really upsetting because I don't want to associate with her. I don't want to come home and have to share parking spots with her, or come home and see her in the parking spot I normally use, or switch over to her parking spot. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody here keeps using normally the same spot, and this woman has chosen to take my spot. And I can't beat her. I have to work. I go to work and I come home and the spot's taken. And it's really purposeful, because she never takes this spot. I've come home, her car is here, and this spot's empty. I've come home, her car is here, and that spot's empty. So she's purposefully choosing to take this particular spot to grab my attention. It's not an accident. I have a camera in front of my door, and if you wanted to bet me, in the last 30 days, I have footage over the last 30 days, 24/7 footage for the last 30 days. If you wanted to bet me, in the last 30 days, she has never parked there, and she has never parked there. She keeps choosing to park right here because it's a spot I normally use to park in, and she knows it. She knows that it's more convenient for me to park here and go into my apartment there because it's easy. It makes sense. And it also would make sense for her to park here and go into her apartment over there. But she's choosing not to do that. She's perfectly timing when she can park here and make sure I don't get home in time to use this parking stall. It's harassment. And there's absolutely nothing I can do but complain or tell on her. But there's no power. I'm sure the people who own this apartment have no power to encourage her to park here. Or to tell her where she can and can't park. But that doesn't mean you can't tell on that person for doing something inappropriate or for harassing you. It's clear harassment. She doesn't use any other stalls. She doesn't use this stall or that stall. She uses this one. Or she uses this one. And you would think if that stall is empty, she'd use that one too. Or if this stall is empty, she used that one. And I'm not going to bite. Somebody's just told me you should bite that stuff and use that guy's stall. Why don't you come home when this stall is empty and use it? Because this guy uses it. I know, to be a good neighbor, you know that this person likes to park there. To be a good neighbor, you know this person likes to park there. Why would you take their stalls? So I'm not going to take my neighbor's stall because I know he likes to park there. And she is being a bad neighbor by taking a stall somebody likes to park in. She knows that. It's harassment. It's annoying and it's harassment. So I'm going to tell YouTube about the annoying and harassing neighbor that lives right next to me.